Okay, so going back to this, right? So we made the claim or a most direct answer of which one is the most fit. So I said that my black and white wolves are the most fit, right? Now I have to go ahead and I have to give evidence, right? And luckily this time I have evidence from the graph that I can go ahead and I can give, right? So the first thing that I would go ahead and I have to talk about is I can talk about how many pups they have, right? The black and white wolves have on average 15 pups. The next thing that I can go ahead and I can say is that they live the longest. White wolves live the longest of 9.2 years on average. I can also go ahead and say something along the lines of that they have about 5 more pups on average than most wolves. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rush through this. Now I get into the reasoning. Now I have to kind of tie everything together, right? So I have to go ahead and I have to talk about fitness and what fitness means and all of that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by saying the black and white wolves are the most fit. This is because being fit means to survive and reproduce. By comparing the black and white wolf to other wolf fur colors, we see that these wolves on average live 9.2 years, which is about 4 years longer than other wolves. We also, let me go ahead and let me write a better transition. In addition, the black and white wolves have on average 15 pups, which is about 5 more pups than most wolves. Being fit means to survive and reproduce. By comparing black and white wolves to other fur colors, we see that these wolves on average live 9.2 years longer, which is about 4 years longer than other wolves. In addition, the black and white wolves have on average 15 pups, which is about 5 more pups than most wolves. Okay, so this would be a pretty good answer, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to point out a couple of reasons why just before I go, right? So just a couple of things, right? Number one, this is going ahead and this is the claim, right? So that is your claim that you need to have, right? Number two, right? The second thing that I did was that I went ahead and I linked some of my bio knowledge, right? So this is going to be my bio knowledge, right? So knowledge, right? So I'm going ahead and talking about what it means to be able to survive and what does it mean to be able to reproduce, right? So going ahead and relating it to that, I go ahead and I show that I know what fitness means, right? And then after that, I go ahead and I state all of these different facts that I have, right? So if you guys are looking on here, right, the evidence that I have on here is pretty much all of this stuff, right? So all of that stuff in there, right? That is all of my evidence, right? So it's about linking that biology knowledge with the evidence and your claim. So kind of really putting it all together. Another thing that I want to point out is that I have numbers here, right? So I am talking about years. I'm talking about how many more pups I have on average than other species, right? So it's really about going ahead and comparing and contrasting those graphs and taking your time to do it. If you can write more, I would write more. But this would be kind of like your bare minimum sort of deal on what an ideal claim evidence reasoning looks like, right? So you want to make